Good morning, guys. I'm here to tell you a story real quick, and then we'll get into this. So don't even bother. Y'all already know this is Cupcake. But what I wanted to tell you is that you see Cupcake, she was 3 years old and was kidnapped. My daughter at 5 years old was kidnapped by her father. Her father. My daughter's father. What happened was that he would try to beat me. I met him walking down Broadway on 83rd Street. What is it? Amsterdam Avenue, that's right. And he was walking out of a store with a cup with chocolate, hot chocolate in it. And it was freezing. And he came out with a cup of hot chocolate. I didn't know what he was about, but I knew that he was fine. And I turned around, looked at him. I was like, damn. So Shari was a good friend of mine who lived with us. And then we have my sister Margaret, who lived with us also. She lived in her own house, but she was the only person allowed to stay in my house because my father thought of her as if she was his daughter. And he loved her. Trust me. Margaret LeBoy, baby. He loved her. And he loved all of our friends. Now, I got a best friend who's a singer. I mean, she's a singer. But I'm not going to say her name because everybody's going to go running to her. And I don't want that because, first of all, I didn't even ask her if I could say her name. So I'll ask her and we'll find out. And when you find out, you're going to be shocked. Because I know a lot of people. Oh my God, do I. But anyway, what happened to me was I went to a party. Not a party, like a get together between my friend Maria, who I got her together with her man. We went to her house and we went to a party. We thought we were going to a party, but it was only her husband and me and my daughter's father. And I was like, yo, we were having the best times. The guys went downstairs in the building. They didn't leave the building. There was only one way up and one way down. Okay? The elevator was broken in that fucking building on Dykeman. So anyway, what happened? Yeah, my niece invited me over to her house so that I could have drinks for her. Now, at this time, bro, I used to drink my ass off, and it was Long Island iced teas. I could go through 8 of them motherfuckers, and it wouldn't bother me, because I used to be a drinker. Now, half a glass of wine, I'm knocked off my ass. Guys, let me tell you something. I was walking down Amsterdam Avenue. I'm sorry, I'm just waking up. On 83rd Street. Something just fell in the kitchen and it fell last night also. I heard it. Something just fell. Anyway, my daughter's father wanted to see them, and I had my middle daughter with me, and he found me. The way I left New York was this way. Well, not New York, Manhattan, but I went from Manhattan to Miami at 3:30 in the morning because he had broke my jaw. He punched me when he walked in. So then when he walked in, he punched me right in my jaw. He broke my jaw, and I was bleeding everywhere. You know why he broke my jaw? Because I took a picture in her bathroom, and this is an old building, and I took a picture. I was peeing, and she just came and she took my friend took Maria Stanley. She took a picture of me, and when he took a picture of me, we were laughing about the picture. But we kept seeing something in the mirror of the picture. Now, my daughter's father was abusive, like I told you. When he walked in, they didn't even leave the building, and there's only one way in and only one way out. And we're on the last floor, the 6th floor in her building. And let me tell you something. She took a picture of me, and when the guys came, she ran and she showed my daughter's father the picture, and that motherfucker punched me in my jaw. And I didn't understand. I really didn't. I didn't understand why. And he brings the picture to me, and the picture has a man in the mirror standing there. And let me tell you something, there was no man there. But in the picture, yeah, there was. He was standing right in the mirror with a pink and white striped shirt. And let me tell you something, it was hard to debate this because he was there. He was there. And I could see him in the picture. And my daughter's father, that motherfucker went and took that picture. Well, first he took me. I'm sorry. First he took me, and then he went ahead and fucking beat the fuck out of me. Well, he didn't beat the fuck out of me. We fucking duked it out because I didn't give a fuck. You don't touch me. Don't fucking touch me because I'll go wild. And he knew I was gonna go wild. He knew it. And he didn't care because he knew that he had me in a basement where nobody could hear me. Only his family. Only his family. So, anyway, after I came out of the hospital, I saw a hospital near Dykeman. What's the name of it? I'll look it up for you guys. I'm not from Dykeman. I'm not from that ghetto motherfucking place. I'm fucking from Manhattan. He takes me, he puts me in a fucking basement. I can't see my family. I can't talk to my other kids. I couldn't do nothing. He would not let me do nothing. He had a gun to my head. He didn't give a fuck. And he was going to kill me that night. Because that picture showed a man in a pink and white shirt. And I never thought, what was that? And now I know that it was somebody that had passed away in that building, in that same apartment, that my friend had to move out of there because she started getting paranormal activity. Now tell me if I'm lying, I don't fucking know. Now, what makes me crazy that I can't understand who was this man. There was a man in the mirror. I saw it. What he does next is that he takes me to his house. He locks the door with a key from the inside. He gives one to his sister, one to his mother, and he kept one to himself. So now I was a prisoner in his house. Do you understand? A prisoner. My father was looking for me. He slept with a gun and a knife under his pillow in case I try to leave. And anyway, I went to my niece's house, and I was with my new husband. Well, we weren't married, but to me, he was my husband, and he called me his wife. I was like 20 years younger than him, but he took care of me, real good care of me. So we're coming from my niece's house, and my kid's father, he was parked in my fucking condo in the parking garage. And that motherfucker came out. Well, at first he just started calling us. I don't know how he got the number, but he started calling us. And he wanted to see my middle daughter, and he wanted to see her bad. because she looks just like him, and they were very, very close. And when he wanted to meet up to her, I let my nephew Joey go ahead and take her to him. And when he went to take her to him, that motherfucker took her. He bought her like $10,000 in clothes. My daughter didn't need clothes. My middle daughter didn't need clothes for about 3 years. And let me tell you, everything I'm telling you is the truth. So anyway, he went to Benihana's. It's a restaurant. And he went there, stood there, and he waited for me. When he waited for me and waited for me, I showed up with my sister Maddie, and we go there. He sees my daughter, and my daughter did not want to go near him, and that made him so mad. He said, "Look what the fuck you done. My kids don't know me, this and this and that." I'm like, because the night that I left, he had broke my jaw, and I was in the hospital for a month. And when I got out of the hospital, I went to my mother's house, which my father said, "No, you're not." I'm sorry, I'm always chewing gum, but I'm thirsty. Anyway, I went to my mother's house when I got out of the hospital, and I went and I took 5 volumes from her. Volumes, the 10 milligrams. Oh my God, here's water. So anyway, damn, this is gonna cut. That's why I need to do a live. Anyway, what he did was, I let my nephew Joey take her to see him, and he bought her all these clothes. My nephew Joey, he tells my nephew Joey, "I'm keeping her." Puts him in a cab, gives him some money for the cab, and my nephew Joey comes home. Alright, that's it. You guys are hearing it, right? There's something happening in my living room. I know you guys heard that. Anyway, let me tell you. Oh my God, that scared me. Anyway, let me tell you what happened. So I took the volumes and I put it, I went home. My father said, "You're not going home." I said, I went home. When I went home, he always comes in thirsty. "I want my soda, I want my soda." I put 5 volumes, 10 milligram volumes in his soda, and knocked him the fuck out. I had already packed a bag with just 3 pairs of sneakers for my daughter, 3 pairs of sneakers for me, 3 pairs of jeans for her, 3 pairs of jeans for me, 3 shirts, everything. Her toothbrush, everything. I had already grabbed everything. At 3:30 in the morning, my father was waiting for me behind the building. I was living on Burnside and University in the Bronx. My father had a condo there, a condo in Miami, and an apartment where we were raised. I'm sorry. So anyway, I don't want to have to cut this, so I'm going to have to do... So anyway, let me get through this. So I put 5 volumes in his drink, and he fell out. When he fell out, he had the keys in his pocket. I grabbed the keys, and he fucking went, and he fell asleep at 3:30 in the morning. I had gates. I had to open a gate in my window where he was sleeping, and I had to open that gate. I lived on the first floor, but there was always a drop, and I dropped into the first floor. I threw my daughter to my father in the back of the building. Trust me, I did. I threw my daughter, and then I threw myself. My father caught me, and the next thing we know, while he's sleeping, I'm on a plane to Miami. And he didn't know that. For 3 years I lived afraid of this man. 3 years he found me. After 3 years he found me. And when he found me, him and his nephew were waiting for me. And when I went ahead and I went to him, like, No, I didn't go to him. I'm sorry. I went to my husband. I'm sorry. At that time, I called him my husband. But I went up the steps before him, and I look back, and I see these two guys jogging. Now, they're Dominican, so they look like they're black. And he's dark. And I'm like, what is these guys doing jogging at this time here? And the next thing I know, they were running up the steps to me. That's when I lived in the condo. And they went ahead and he went ahead and told me, are you leaving with me and the kids? I told him, no, get the fuck out of here. And what did he do? He had Band-Aids. He had razors taped to his hands with Band-Aids. I ended up getting, you can't see them, but I'll show you them when I'm alive tonight. I promise. I have cuts on my fingers. I had 8 plastic surgeries because he didn't get my face. He tried to cut my face and my jugular, but he wasn't able to get it because I turned my face too fast. So he got me behind my ear, and I still have a little scar that I will show you guys on the side of my face. And if you don't believe me, look up little Natasha Paula, and you'll find out that, put my name, Wanda Cruz, put his name, Euclides Victor Rosa. Think I'm fucking lying. And yeah, he ran up to me and he said, either you coming with me or you die here. And I said, I ain't going with you nowhere. And he attacked me. And to believe I had a knife in my keys and I didn't know. And because he attacked me so violently that I was just trying to block my face. And I thought that he was hitting me, but he was slicing me. And he was. He was slicing me. But since I had my hands going up around my face, he got me in the side of my neck. And that made me so mad. My husband at that time grabbed him by the back of his shirt off of me and threw him down the stairs. But when he threw him down the stairs, my daughter's father grabbed me by my shirt and threw me down the stairs with him. I had a black and blue in my lung. I had a hematoma in my lung, and I couldn't breathe. And I was bleeding, but I didn't know where from. I couldn't see. All I saw was blood all over my jeans. And the next thing I know, I'm sitting in the front of my steps, and this fucking cop is flashing a flashlight in my face and telling me, ma'am, you have to go to the hospital. And I'm like, why? Get out that light on my motherfucking face. And he's like, you need to go to the hospital now. You're bleeding. I'm like, from where? Yo, I went inside and I looked in the mirror because I punched the window right through in the first floor because my friend wouldn't open the door to me, so I punched right through her window. And she grabbed my hand and she thought that my new husband was beating me. And they threw me inside and they're like, you're bleeding. And when I go to the fucking bathroom and I turn my face, oh my God, my ear, the back of my ear, open wide fucking up. I thought he cut my face, and I'm telling I dropped the keys to the car because he gave me the keys to open the door. He was bringing up my daughter in his hands. He threw my daughter on the floor to get this guy off of me. He threw her on the grass. And he didn't throw her, he laid her. And he came, he grabbed him by the shirt, threw him downstairs. He threw me downstairs with him. And I punched the window, and I got in. They grabbed my hand, I got in, I'll show you guys. And he had razors taped to his fingers, this motherfucker. And he was slicing me. Thank God he didn't get my face, my body. He got my hands. He got my hands and the cut in the back of my ear. And you can't really see it because I had 8 plastic surgeries. And then they couldn't get rid of the bottom of it. So I still have a piece left. But he threw me down the stairs. I heard him start screaming from the inside because we're on the first floor now in my friend's condo. And we're like, I'm screaming, oh my God, he caught me, I'm bleeding. And my husband, something is falling in I'll find out what it is after I do my video. Something's making noise in the living room, big time. And I don't know what the fuck that is, scaring me. Anyway, he grabbed me and we're on the floor, and then I hear him tell his nephew, grab the gun, grab the gun, grab the gun. And his nephew throws a shot up in the air, and my husband ducks down. I heard the shot. I said, no, they killed my husband. That's what I thought, my new husband. No. They just threw the shot up, and when my husband ducked down, they grabbed the baby and threw her in the car, a black car. And they threw her in a 2-door, what is it? Chevrolet, something like that. Back in the day, we're talking about 20-something years ago. My daughter was 5 and she's 29. Yep. 28, sorry. But if that cop told me, ma'am, you have to go to the hospital now. I went to the hospital. I had channel 2, channel 4, channel 6, channel 11, all the channels in Florida. You guys can look it up. And after 11 days of me suffering, crying, I had channel 11 in my house. Because channel 6, all they kept wanting was interviews. And when a mother is suffering like that, they don't want no interviews. Now, I'm telling you right now, this woman right here, that her daughter, at 3 years old, at 8:30 at night, she should be in jail. Even though she wasn't the one who took her, she should be in jail. Unfucking believable, boy. Anyway, my daughter's father, he got in the car and they pulled off with my daughter. After 11 days, the FBI were able to corner him in Philadelphia. And he had an uncle that's a detective, and he came in with his uncle so they wouldn't kill him, because they were going to kill him. Because he kept saying he was going to kill himself and my daughter. And no, I don't think so, motherfucker. You ain't. So they finally got my daughter and they put her in an orphanage till I got there. In Philadelphia. You can look up the orphanage. And me and my sister Maddie, we flew first class there with Channel 11. They're Channel 9 in New York. In Florida, in Miami. So, Florida is Miami, I'm sorry. But, sorry before they cut me off. Anyway, after 11 days, they cornered him. We went to court. The judge gave him 10 years. And if he ever tried to come in this fucking country again, they would give him life. They already have 7 domestic violence that he beat me. But they would see scratches on his face. They would see punches in his lips. I broke his... He was hitting me in the street next to a telephone while I was calling in front of my daughter, while I was calling my mother. He was telling me, you ain't going to your mother's house, pulling me by my hair. My mother told me, take the phone and hit him in the face. And those phones, you know, back in the day, were pure metal. And I sliced his lip wide open. He had to get stitches. Good for that motherfucker. Good for him. And you know what that motherfucker did? As soon as he got out of jail, he bought a ticket from, and they deported him. He got a ticket from Dominican Republic back to Canada to try to get back into Florida. And thank God that the Border Patrol caught him in Canada. And they gave him another 10 years and then deported him back. So there's a part of my life you didn't see. Now let's go ahead and watch this baby play because I'm going to show you guys something. How does a mother let a 3-year-old little girl walk by herself, play by herself at 8:30 at fucking night? What kind of woman is this? What kind of woman is this, tell me, that will do this? Obviously, she didn't give a fuck. Obviously, right? And she was like, my daughter, please bring her home. Bitch, your daughter should have been inside your house with you. I ain't got no pity on her. I ain't got nothing. My daughter got kidnapped, and I took it. I took it, and I prayed to God, and I got her back. There she is playing. Here we go with the fucking loops. This fucking computer. Fuck, you think I'm gonna let a man get near my daughter, bro? Look at them, they're gone. Where did they go? Huh? They saw her father drop her 3 times. I had the video. Well, you know what? I'm gonna put the video in with this, maybe. Nah, I think this is too long. I told you my life story. I told you something that happened to me, and it was so serious. Please leave me comments down below on what you think would happen to me. And what do you think about this woman leaving her daughter outside till 8:30, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock in the night? This woman never cared about her daughter. And now she's like, please bring Cupcake home. Cupcake is gone. And I'm so happy that Candace helped the transition into the afterlife. Because Candace is the only one who could do it. On YouTube, Candace has the biggest gift. Guys, go over to Candace, tell her that to please help her. And, well, Candace has helped her a lot. And like Candace said, a soul, even though it's a child, that soul will tell you what happened. And she's got a gift. And whoever calls her a fraud, you're a fucking fraud. Because I could hear the words myself. Okay? So stop hating on her. Because she has a gift. And you're just a bum.